Hmm. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my home. I'm Gerald Coleman of G's Corner. I had a message that I wanted to share today, and if I was pressed to put a title on it, it would be being transparent as a man with your sons. I've learned through my own life that transparency from the father is vital in proper spiritual and mental health for the son. Case in point, for me, grew up in Richmond, Virginia. My father, as you oftentimes many times heard me write about, but it's something today I just felt like I needed to sit before you and speak it. My father growing up, for me, was to witness a very violent and angry man. To have known him and watched the way he operated, oh no, there are things that still burned into my memory today of what transpired in the house that I grew up in. It won't no pretty sight all the time. By the time I was 11 years old, my father sat me down one day. He said, "Son, I just need to talk to you." And this was one of the days that he had not been drinking. You know, it's like I had two dads. I had the one that would sit down and kind of talk like we're talking right now. But then when he'd leave home, if he went out and started drinking, he'd come back, he's a different dad. So whenever he left home, when you heard that little door key jingling, you didn't know which dad was coming back. If it were the sober dad, we would continue to talk. If you want the sober dad, now you better be ready to be about moving on to somewhere quick. So my young life was kind of spent at home trying to do homework with one foot under the table and one always set on go, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, so at this particular time, my father sits me down at 11 years old and says to me, "Son, I need to explain and share something with you." This was a transparent moment. My dad went on to explain to me, he said, "Son, when I was living in Churchill at 5 years old," he says his father stepped down off a two-step porch while he was bouncing a little jack rock ball. Couldn't really afford the jack rocks, but he did have a little ball. And his father turned to him and handed him a quarter and said, "Son, I'll see you later." And my father said to me further, he said, "Son, for some reason, I knew that I would never see that man again." And I said, "Well, what happened, Dad?" He said at that moment, his father just turned and walked away from the entire family. And I believe it was like 7 brothers and sisters, children in the family. Walked away, gone. The father went on to explain to me that by age 13 now, he was in the streets doing his own thing. In fact, he had become a full-blown alcoholic by that age. And as time went on, by the time he was 17, he further explains that he gets drafted into the Korean War, and he was in the Navy. And he even took time to explain to me being on the ships and how they strapped him in with the gunnery, and they just shooting, and he's telling me the story, and he's explaining, "Son, I don't even know what we're shooting at them for. They never done nothing to me. All I know is just don't let go, just keep squeezing." He said, "Partners that I've learned to befriend on both sides of me getting shot up, they unstrap them, they pull them out the seat, pop a new person in on each side, and they still gunning, this one going there, this one going there." He's looking up, crying out to God, "Man, why ain't I dead?" And in that moment, I could feel his heartbeat, crying out for his father. You know, it's just something so transparency. It's something so powerful when a father gives it up, that you can see and feel his heartbeat. So now, as my father's explaining these things to me, I'm starting to realize that he's not angry with me or my mother. No, 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 no. He's angry with his father. He never had a chance to get answers to questions like, was I not good enough, Dad? If I had been better, would you have stayed then? What could I have done different? Something very powerful about giving it up for our sons. If I had to go a step further, I would tell you, as daughters as well, when the father walks away from the daughter, when the man shows up in her life, she don't know what he's supposed to look like either. So as it turns out, fatherless young man meets this woman. I got a little swagger going on. Don't really know what to do. She don't know what to look for, so we come together. It's working, but it's not. Fathers, we got work to do in this area. Tell your kids, your sons, your daughters, your testimony. Are you willing to give it up today for your sons? And it's all right for a man to cry.